Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, fellow beardists, beard lovers, beard enthusiasts. Um, it is Mr. I Rock a Beard. Today is Saturday, November the 9th, 2019. And you're probably wondering, Noel, you live in Houston. Why are you wearing a thick red sweater to record your video podcast? Well, that's because it is cold in Houston today. I believe the temperature is in the 30s or 40s. I'll tell you guys right now as I look at my weather app, as I like to call it. But yeah, it's cold. It's cold. Um, and I know being from New York, a lot of people may say, you know, Noel, you should be used to um, this type of weather. And I got to be honest. I don't think you ever really get used to this. Like it's uh, it's not cute, you know. Yeah, 38 degrees. It's not cute, you know. It's sunny. It's nice. It's a beautiful day, but 38 degrees. I mean it's livable, you know, but it's not something that I would. It's not something that I would put on my list of things that I would absolutely love and market to do. But anyway, yeah, it's cold today. So that being said, Noel, what's your brew today? What's your brew? What is your brew? What is your brew? Um, Normally I might have a little bit of liquor or a little bit of alcohol in my brew, but not today. It's a little too cold for that, and it's pretty early in the morning too. It's about 7:10 in the morning. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink some tea. Now, what type of tea am I drinking? I am drinking chai tea, pomegranate chai tea from. Was it pomegranate? Oh, it's regular chai. I'm sorry. This is regular chai tea from HEB down here in Houston, which I just learned that the acronym for HEB stands for Here Everything's Better. Who knew it was that simple, right? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this week's episode of Brew with the Beard. I know it's been a while since I recorded my last one, and I did commit to doing this every other week, but I want to apologize to everybody for not actually doing so. It's been a lot going on, some of which you'll learn about later. But yeah, a lot going on out here. And I know I'm looking kind of rough dry, as my mom would say. Like I just came out the damn tumble laundry. But yeah, man, like I said, it's early in the morning, man. It's real early. Haven't put my do-rag on, haven't put any grease in my scalp. Um, I did brush my teeth though, but I haven't combed my beard out. Nothing. Haven't brushed my eyebrows, as you can see, look like two bushy caterpillars that are ready to mate. But either way, yeah, I'm just tired, man. I've been, kind of burned to the candle at both ends recently, working full time and still trying to squeeze in a workout here and there. And then at night, driving Uber. So it is some very tiring times for me these days. But the good thing is that I don't feel extremely fatigued. I don't feel burned out. I just feel like tired. And I think that this is my season to feel that way, and it's fine. I'm working toward a greater goal here. Greater goal is to stack some bread. Got to do that. Got to stack some money, man. I have not been very good with money in the past, but I am committing myself to ensuring that I'm much better as I continue to uh, transition into my next chapter, which is my fourth decade, my 40th year. So, um, certain childish ways I got to put away. And that's my commitment to doing that. So, anyhow, yeah, my brew this week is going to be chai tea from HEB, and as you can see how piping hot this is. I don't even know if I should be sipping this right now, but I do need a little kick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and Let's take a quick sip. Do people still do this? I don't know if people still blowing their tea, but this shit is hot. So let me go ahead and do that before I scald my mouth. Not really into stuff like that. It didn't really matter how much I blew on that. Shit was still hot as hell. Anyway, um, this may not be a long and lengthy show, as it normally is, a 45-minute, anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes. I do have a lot of stuff to get done today. And like I said, it's cold, and it's cold here in the on the bottom floor of the crib. So I really don't want to be down here. And I'm not miserable. If you guys are thinking that I'm a little miserable this morning, I'm not. I know look a little unkempt, but I'm not. I'm not miserable today. I'm actually in a very good mood. Grateful that the Father woke me up this morning to see another day. I know a lot of people have not been that fortunate and that lucky this morning, so I don't want you to think I'm ungrateful. I'm very grateful. It's just cold, and I decided I don't feel like putting pants on. I have socks on and a sweater, but no pants thing in the house, that's weird. So anyway, first thing I did want to mention, rest in peace to comedic and acting legend John Witherspoon, who passed away earlier this week at the age of 77. I got to be honest, hearing that news, there's just certain celebrities for some reason that when they're taken from this earth, whether tragically or naturally, they have an impact on the general public, if you want to call it that. And I think John Witherspoon was one of those people that was either like an uncle, a distant uncle, or a father figure, or even some cases maybe a grandfather figure to a lot of people. And you could tell by the celebrity response what his impact was. You know, he did a lot for a lot of comics who were coming up in my time, in the 90s and 2000s. Um, had a lot of influence in pop culture, you know, and it's funny I say pop culture because that's what they used to call him, pops. And, it's just a sad moment whenever you see somebody who's that loved that is, you know, taken away from us. But we know that death is a part of life. Still don't want to ever see somebody go, but I'm pretty sure he lived a good life. I don't know if how fulfilled it was, but based on the love that he received after his passing, and even the love that he received while he was here, you can tell that he had somewhat of a fulfilled life. And condolences to his family and his immediate friends, and to all his fans. It's a great loss. Um, However, I'm sure based on who he was, he would not want us to mourn his passing, but celebrate his life. Um, Anyhow, moving past that, actually, before I came down here to record, I put the TV really quickly on NBA TV, and shout out to D'Angelo Russell and and Andrew Wiggins last night. They had a battle. The Timberwolves versus the Warriors actually went into overtime, and D'Angelo Russell actually dropped 52 points last night. Did not expect to see that, but 52 points. Unfortunately, in a losing effort, but then Wiggins comes back and drops 40. So it was a nice little battle last night. Too bad I didn't really get to see it. But that was cool. But the real reason I turned it on was this, and I hate to say this as a fan of the New York Knicks, I was waking up to see, okay, who did they play and how much did they lose by? That's the game I'm playing, right? Kind of like Russian roulette. And they actually ended up beating somebody last night by 4 points. Can't remember who it was. I was trying to see. Um, yeah, last night they beat the Mavericks. Wow, they actually beat the Mavericks with Porzingis and Luka Doncic. That's wow. Okay, Knicks did not expect that, and they beat them at Dallas. Wow. Anyway, that's surprising to see, but glad it happened. Because now we have two wins on the season, two wins, which is great. I think a mindset is something that can propel a team into winning. But again, when you have other teams that have um, a lot more of a solid skill set and maybe some stars that can propel them. But I think any team can win with a great mindset. But anyway, shout out to the Knicks for their win last night. Um, but anyway, I'm going to get right into some of the things that I wanted to talk about. I saw a video yesterday of a young lady in, I believe, in Florida, who received a call from her son's school because her son must have been acting up in school. And she proceeded to, in the beginning of the video, she approached the teacher, let the teacher know that she was going to, quote unquote, whoop her son's ass for the way he was behaving. And this whole time she has an entourage of people, or maybe an entourage of one person, following her with a cell phone, recording her every move, including up to the time where she beat her son. And after she beat her son in public at school, she continued to berate him, call him names in the schoolyard as this little boy is crying for the whole internet to see. And I don't know if she did it on Facebook Live. I don't know if she just recorded it and then uploaded it. But my thing is, I'm not one who falls short of chastising children or chastising your kid when they act up. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go out and fully abuse a kid, where a kid is going to have marks and whelps and things like that. But I'm not. I don't fall short of a nice little beating or a nice little, you know, ruler across the knuckles when you act up, or pinch, or a nice little slap. Because sometimes these kids, you know, with the way that they're mouthing off, you got to give them a little backhand and check them and let them know, look, I'm the adult here. Sometimes snatching them up or yelling at them doesn't work, or putting them in timeout, or letting them know that they're being naughty. That don't work. Sometimes a good backhand with four knuckles gets your message across quick. But to do that and to provide that sort of information for the entire world to see and to record it, I know I've said this 100 million times, but social media and the desire for people to like things and for people to see your every move will absolutely be the death of the human race. And I say that because at that point, all logic and all critical thinking goes out the door. Once that camera's on, you're so focused on yourself and you're so focused on what's going on with you and making sure that the third eye, which is the camera, is seeing everything, that you're not focused on what's going on around you. Even me right now, the fact that I'm talking and I'm sitting here running my fucking mouth about some idiot in Florida beating her kid um, in front of other people, something could easily crawl across this floor, crawl behind me, and I wouldn't even know because I'm too busy running my mouth. Um, but when you're in an intense situation like that, and you're looking to embarrass somebody, your own kid, mind you, and you're calling your kid all kinds of motherfuckers and niggas and this type of shit. It's like, this kid is like 5. Like, why are you speaking to him like he's your child's father? Why are you speaking to him like he's an adult? Like he can't, like he doesn't have room to make mistakes at this point. He's about 5 years old. Like, what is wrong with you? You're an adult. So not only do you come up to the school and present yourself in an aggressive way, but which we already know that other races look at us like we're always aggressors, like we're always angry, like we're always a threat. So you present yourself as a threat, first of all. Second of all, you drag this kid out of his class to beat him outside in public in front of everybody, to embarrass him. And then on top of that, you berate him by calling him names that are not even worthy of an adult to hear. But this is a 5-year-old kid that you're going to call these names. I think it's okay to record this and post this for the world to see. And to see, when I see shit like that, I think people like that deserve to get the same treatment that they gave their kid and to go to jail. So this heifer deserves to be beaten in public the same way, berated, and then sent to prison for that. Because all of that could have been done. First of all, it was very extreme in what she did. But if you're gonna do that, why would you do that and record it for the world to see? Now, so now the world has evidence, so you can never deny what happened. You understand? So on top of you not being able to deny and having no alibi for what happened, now you embarrass your kid. Your kid may now even develop some sort of dislike or hatred for you because that's out there forever. That's not going to disappear. Once it's recorded, it's recorded. It's not going to disappear. And now you probably got a kid that hates you, and you're gonna go to jail for what? Like you punish your kid in the privacy of your own crib, and you don't record it. Why are you recording it? Sometimes when people do some of the silliest shit, like you're at brunch and you're recording what you're eating. Who gives a fuck what you're eating? Just eat your food and enjoy the moment. Like, why do you have to pull out your cell phone for everything? Boomerang. I fuck. You can't just take a regular picture. You got to take a picture where you're doing the same movements. Like, why? For what? For what? You can't just enjoy the fucking moment. I just don't get it. Like, what the attachment is to social media. Like, why is it something that people lose their fucking minds for this thing? Like, people don't think. Not only are you gonna walk into your kid's school and beat him at school, but you're gonna record it too. I don't get the mindset of that. It just even sometimes you see these videos where parents are chastising their kids in the privacy of their own home, but they're still recording it. Like, why are you recording that? For what? What is the purpose? Look, when I have my kid and he gets of age where he can get a nice little thump up, as we like to say in the Caribbean, and anybody pull out a cell phone to record this shit, first of all, you gotta box that cell phone out the person's hand and ask them, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you recording me do this shit? People don't need to see that. And secondly, I'm not going to do it in public. One of the biggest threats that my mom ever used to give me when I used to act out in public, which was rare because I knew better. Selvis and Richard did not play with me. Um, but one of the biggest things my mom used to threaten me with is wait till we get home. See, do you know that what that so let's say we're on Flatbush Avenue, Flatbush Church, let's say, and we were walking home, and I started acting up for some reason. I did something that my mom didn't appreciate. She says, "Wait till we get home." That walk is like 45 minutes. So as a kid, it's like forever. So not only do I have to anticipate this walk home, and every block seems to be getting shorter and shorter because you're approaching home. But then on top of that, she's not gonna beat me as soon as I get through the door. She's gonna make me wait because she still is simmering and stewing based on what I did. And I'm in the house anticipating an ass whipping. And then in the apartment, we have wood floors, and they used to creak. So whenever my mom or my dad was approaching my room, that floor would creak, and you could tell based on how they creaked and how hard they would stomp on the floor, how pissed off they were. So not only am I acting up, and my mom gives me that look in the street, and she says, "Wait till we get home." Now we gotta walk home, and then I gotta wait when I get home, and then finally she's gonna go ahead and whoop my ass. Who would want to record that? Like, that's like, why? For what? I just don't get it. I don't get the attachment to social media and doing certain things. Um, to me, it's completely asinine and dumb. But this is what the world is. People pull out their cell phones for everything just to record. For what? Since I've been in Houston, I've met a lot of people who are considered famous celebrities, and I've shaken their hands, had conversations, and never once asked for a picture, never once asked for a Snapchat or a video. For what? They're human beings just like me, and I'm pretty sure they get tired of people asking them for pictures and videos and, hey man, I need to jump. No, you don't need to jump in a picture with them. What? What you need to do, if they choose to have a conversation with you, which they probably you know, definitely don't have to. But if they choose to have a conversation with you, why is the first thing you're asking them to do is take a picture? What? I get it. I get you. You may want to capture the memory of meeting this person, but think about it from their perspective. You know, think about it from their aspect. Like I get asked to take pictures all day. Like, can I get a break from that? I'm not here for that. I'm here to enjoy dinner. I'm here to enjoy my friend's birthday party, whatever it is. You know, but it's just this need and this desire for everyone to get likes and to get thumbs up on Facebook. Like, for what? And to get comments. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, for me, it's not that serious. You know, the reason why I do this is because I think I could provide helpful hints to those who are looking to grow and maintain beards and possibly locks. But I also got a lot of shit to talk about, and this is kind of like a form of therapy for me. You know, it's not to get likes. You know, it's not to um, just have people listen to my voice. Because guess what? I can talk a lot. You know, not everybody wants to hear what the fuck I gotta say. So, but it's just I don't get it. You're gonna beat your kid and then post it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, moving on. Uh, 2019 is rapidly coming to an end. I feel like the year just began, but all these months have seemed to breeze by. And you know, I gotta be honest. Like for every year or for every day that I wake up and I'm alive and I'm healthy, I'm certainly grateful. But I just feel that as an adult, especially in my 30s, um, the time seems to go by so quickly. You know, especially your weekends or your vacations when you're away from work, away from doing the things that you do day to day. It just seems that, especially your time away goes away, you know, goes by so quickly. Just this time last year, I was on a boat, you know, Soca cruise, Uber Soca cruise, just um, living it up with my people. You know, had a great time last year. But who's to think that a year would pass by that quickly? You know, um, we're already at the holiday season. Thanksgiving is rapidly approaching. We'll be here, I think, in just a little over 2 weeks. We'll be at Thanksgiving. And then you're going to blink and it's Christmas time and New Year. And then we'll be in 2020, you know, and that's when everybody's going to be not only scrambling to get gifts for their loved ones for this Christmas holiday, but also to better themselves for the following year, set lofty goals and write things down and try to get in shape. And, you know, a lot of people will achieve those goals and other people won't. They'll have to hit reset based on life, based on, you know, not having the drive to complete certain things. Things may come up, you know, health issues and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I still encourage people to, if they have goals that are set out for this year, for 2019, you still have time. You know, you still have about 7 weeks left in the year, and you can accomplish many things in that frame of time. You know, encourage people not to give up on their dreams or their aspirations, whatever you've set forth for yourself. Just keep pushing. You know, things will come up, and God will test you. God will test you, especially if it's something that you've been crying about, or something that you've been desiring for a very long time, and it's something that's lofty, and you know it's worth having. God will challenge you in getting that. He will put many obstacles and many stumbling blocks in your way just to see if you will steady that course and continue to pursue that goal or pursue that dream. You know, anything that's worth having it doesn't just fall in your lap. You know, these things they take work, and you know, I would encourage anybody, you know, coming toward the end of the year, just hit the gas. You know, hit the gas on whatever it is. You know, there will be yield signs, and there will be places where you may have to slow down and kind of reassess things, but that doesn't mean you stop going. You know, there may be detours, but detour does not necessarily mean that you have to stop. You have to turn back. That means to just find another route to getting to where you need to be. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the holiday season. Looking forward to some time off of work just to take a break, you know. And it's something kind of sentimental about this time of year, especially when you're with your family and friends, people who you really love and care about. Um, just coming together and knowing that these people are here and just kind of put in the back of your head that you know they're not going to be here forever, and you need to cherish these moments and these times. So, everybody, man, whatever your goals are, your dreams are, just go ahead and pursue those. Hit the gas for these next 7 weeks. Accomplish something big, so that you're going into the new year, and you're going into the new year hitting the ground running. You're not starting at the starting blocks. You're hitting the ground running, so that we can propel yourself into 2020 with a head start, running head start. Um, last, lastly, on the beard's list, the beard is going to be a dad. So thank you to everybody who came out last Saturday for the baby shower for Michelle and myself. Um, this has been an experience. This has been an experience for the ages for me. Just seeing her belly grow, and seeing, um, you know, my kid kicking and moving in her stomach, and knowing that we don't have much time left until he or she is here, because the due date is January 11th, and that's right around the corner. So we are now preparing um, the house for our newest addition. We're preparing the house for a baby, and I have always wanted to be a father. I've had practice with many of my many godchildren and nieces and nephews, and anybody who knows me can tell you that I absolutely adore children. There's just something about kids and how smart they are, and um, how they develop and how they grow mentally and physically and spiritually. Just watching a kid grow is one of the most amazing things that you can experience. And I was doing that as an uncle, and as a family friend, and as a godfather for years. But now the title and the pendulum is swung my way, and now I'm finally getting the opportunity to be a dad, and I am thoroughly excited. I'm, excited to meet this young person that God has blessed us with. Just eager to see what type of personality this kid is going to have, who he's going to look like, his mother, his father. Um, you know, who will he or she um, be attached to? Will there be a mutual or equal love for both parents, or will our child, favor one over the other? And either way, I don't really care what the sex is. I don't care about that stuff is little to me. But just knowing that I have a healthy young person that will carry on at least the lineage of the Rock family and the Smith family is um is a blessing. It's something I'm looking forward to. So yes, the beard is going to be a dad. Um, it's a beautiful thing. And again, thank you to everybody that showed love at the baby shower last week. It was a great time. It seemed short. Again, I only had 4 hours to jam and party and mingle with everybody and hug everyone, and just have just people I haven't seen in 15, 20 years, people I haven't seen in a very long time, that showed up. And the love was just in abundance, and we could feel that, based on the amount of people that showed up, and just the good times that we shared last week. So shout out to everybody that came out, people who flew out, my people in California, and people in Florida, and people from out of Texas that flew up to New York just to share our special moment. So we appreciate y'all. Um, but yeah, life is changing. And that's why Noel has been hustling, after work, try to get that quick workout in, and right back out on the streets to drive Uber just to keep some extra money in the pocket, because I know this little person is going to need it. And yeah, life is changing. So um, I'm still going to look to do my video podcasts as often as I can. Still try to keep up with the schedule with this, which is going to be every other week. But in a couple of weeks, I will have a guest here on the show, and I'll make sure that my little person joins me for a lot of these video podcasts, because he or she will have something to share, and I'm looking to share that with the people that I love and the people that support my efforts and my show here. So um, yeah, the beard is having a baby. Anyway, moving on. So getting to the questions for the week. Thank you to everybody that continues to submit your questions. Um, and again, it's sometimes hard to sift through the dozens of questions that I do get and pick the top three. But these are the top three for the week. First question is, what would be one place that you would like to travel to? Um, I'll say that traveling is one of the things that I do enjoy. Am I a travel enthusiast? Probably not. But when I do get bit by the bug, I do like to travel different places and experience different things. One of those places that I've often dreamed of going to is Egypt. Now, it my passion to go to Egypt stems from reading the story of Moses in the book of Exodus and just trying to get um, a better idea where that story came from and if the story is indeed true. Just seeing where the all the action took place and all these different structures like the Sphinx and the uh, the pyramids, and just to get to experience that. It's one of those places that has a lot of history and that I would love to experience where that history is coming from. So yeah, Egypt will be one of those places. It's actually on my bucket list to go. Doesn't matter what age I get there. Um, could be next year, could be 10 years from now, as long as I get there before the good Lord calls me. Egypt is one of those places I would definitely go. So thank you for submitting that question. Question number two. Do you have any unusual phobias? Um, Not unusual. I don't really have fear of too much, like animals or anything like that. I don't really fear, but centipedes, not a big fan of them. And I'm not saying that I would run from one if one was near me. I'm not going to run, but it would be a terrifying moment to see it. So that would be my only phobia that I can think of. Um, the centipedes, man, there's some dangerous creatures, man. I've seen centipedes kill snakes before, which doesn't make any sense to me. But their venom is that powerful that they can kill other animals. So imagine if they can get a good bite or a good sting on me. I'm good. Yeah, seen too many of them in Barbados. Seen too many of my cousins get stung with those things, and your joints swell up like you have helium in you. Mm-mm, I'm good. Centipedes, no, I'm not a big fan. But those, I would say, those are my only phobias. Only phobia, excuse me. But it's not unusual because those things are vicious and they can get huge. I remember seeing a picture of a soldier in Vietnam holding up um, a dead centipede, and this thing was big as an adult's uh, dress belt. It was huge. The thing was like this long and about this thick. And I'm just like, why? First of all, why are you touching that? Second of all, you see that coming at you. I don't care what type of training you have. You may take a few steps back. You may even have to shoot that thing. You know, but centipedes for sure. Um, Last question: dead or alive? Who is one person that you would want to spend a full day with? And I've been asked this question before, not in this format or in this forum. I have been asked that question before, and my answer, it kind of juggles between two people. It usually juggles between Malcolm X and Bob Marley. Um, Malcolm X just for his tenacity and his tenacity as a leader, but also his smarts. Man, the man was just wise beyond his years in a lot of ways. Um, and I would just love to hear his story, pick his brain. And if Malcolm X were alive today, I would just want to hear his opinion on the world and his opinion on specifically Black people or people of color um, in this world and what we need to do to ensure that we're advancing at the same pace as other people. But also Bob Marley. Bob Marley was just prophetic in many ways through his music. and through his words and a lot of things that he said and did. And Bob actually, I believe, had the ultimate solution to attaining world peace. And I think that was through music. Bob Marley to this day is still impacting lives, and he has been dead for 38 years. So um, I think he knew the key, and I think a lot of artists know the key to world peace. And when you see certain artists that create music for the masses, I think in the back of their minds they know that this is the only way that we can achieve world peace, which is through music. There's something about when music plays, it takes you to a different place spiritually and mentally, even physically. You can feel it. Um, Music and babies, something about babies too, that you can't be mad. You can't be radical when you see kids, man. It's just something about kids. Um, but music, music I think is the biggest influence in the world. When you hear the words and you feel the melody, feel the beat, um, it takes you to a different place, and it's especially with the music that Bob Marley created. He impacted many people around the world. And there were people around the world that did not understand English, but understood his music and understood his messages in his music. So if I had to teeter between the two, um, I honestly can't pick. Because one day it's Bob Marley, because, I would love to pick his brain and just get a better understanding of what inspired him to write the songs that he did, what inspired him to pursue peace and pursue love. But on the flip side, I would want to know what Malcolm thinks about the state of our people and the state of the world these days. Um, so between Malcolm X and Bob Marley, and thank you for submitting those questions. I do have a lot of shit to do today. Heading out of town to go meet with some friends later on. But again, thank you to everybody that continues to show love to the show. And I'm going to be more consistent with these again, with preparing for the baby and, working all these hours between work and Uber. I just haven't really had the time, and sometimes I don't have the energy to do it, but that's what vitamins are for. That's what chai tea is for. That's what exercise is for. That's what eating healthy is for. So I'm going to continue to um, give the people what they want and fulfill my quotas and fulfill what I said I will fulfill, be a man of my word, and continue with the shows. But again, thank you to everybody that continues to submit questions and show support for the show. And make sure you guys have a wonderful weekend. Um, Much love to you all and appreciation. And see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.